tried to dig the deepest hole possible. It took the Soviet team 22 years to get 7.2 miles below the Earth's surface. If they'd been trying to get to the other side of the planet, they'd still have over 7,990 miles and over 1,000 years left to go. And the Kola borehole is only 9 inches wide. That's just enough room to drop a football down it. The next problem is the working conditions. Because the Earth is full of radioactive rocks, it gets very hot down there. The Kola borehole had to be abandoned when the temperature hit 180 degrees Celsius, as it was too high for the instruments to keep working. And the deeper you go, the hotter it gets. At the centre of the Earth, not only does the temperature reach 6,000 degrees Celsius, but the pressure is so intense it would feel like 50,000 elephants standing on your head. But let's say that, despite all this, you manage to build your tunnel. Where do you hope to end up? There's twice as much land in the Earth's northern hemisphere as in its southern hemisphere, and twice as much in the eastern as the western, which means it's tricky to find 2 bits of solid ground that can be connected by a straight tunnel passing through the middle of the Earth. If you started digging in the UK and went straight down, you wouldn't emerge in Australia, but the middle of the South Pacific Ocean. A better place to start might be the Argentinian city of Formosa. It takes its name from Fermosa, the old Spanish word for beautiful. If you dug straight down from there, you'd reappear in Taiwan, which by happy coincidence used to be called Formosa, the Portuguese for beautiful. Have a beautiful trip.
When does a sea become an ocean?
According to the US's National Ocean Service, there is only one ocean on the planet, and it's called the global ocean. Historically, it has been divided into 4 smaller ones: the Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, and Arctic. Seas are generally smaller than oceans and almost always partially enclosed by land, but there are exceptions. The Sargasso Sea is a large body of water in the middle of the Atlantic with no land boundaries. Instead, its borders are marked by the ocean currents around its edges. And sometimes, bodies of water called seas aren't actually seas at all. The Dead Sea and the Caspian Sea are both completely landlocked, which means they are actually lakes. Currently, there is some confusion about whether or not the Southern Ocean, which surrounds Antarctica, counts as an official ocean alongside the Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, and Arctic. The International Hydrographic Association recognized it as such in 1937, but it lost its status in 1953 due to countries arguing about its boundaries. It still hasn't been officially accepted back, even though almost all scientists agree that it's there.
Should the toilet paper hang over or under?
Over. That's how it hangs in the illustration for the original patent.
What is the worst misprint in history?
If you picked up Webster's New International Dictionary in 1934, you might have found this definition. Dord. Noun, physics and chemistry, meaning density. But Dord is not a physics and chemistry term for density. In fact, it's not a word at all. The heading sent to editors was D or D, that is, uppercase D or lowercase d, but somehow the letters got squashed into the single word Dord. For 13 years, Dord sat in the dictionary between Dorcopsis, a type of kangaroo, and Doré, which means gold-coated, until it was noticed and removed. It didn't magically become a word, though, just because it was in the dictionary. Dord may have been embarrassing for the writers involved, but it only cost them their pride. Others were not so lucky. In 1962, the unmanned NASA spacecraft Mariner 1 was due to fly close to Venus on an information-gathering mission. However, somebody made an error when the code for the navigation system was written, missing out a crucial line above the letter R. This changed the rocket's course dramatically, and instead of heading for Venus, it went towards shipping lanes in the North Atlantic. NASA had no choice but to activate the self-destruct sequence less than 5 minutes after liftoff, costing them over $150 million in today's money.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.